Hi everyone, my name is Michelle and this is my channel Sewing Bunny. Thank you so much for joining me in my video today, which is my February plans video. So I do have to apologise if I sound a bit nasally. You may remember a few weeks ago I was just saying to you I was just getting over a cold. Well, last week I had a horrible cold and I'm getting over that one. So yeah, I just seem to be lining up getting colds at the moment, but yeah, I just thought I'd mention that just in case you thought I sounded a little bit strange in any way. So today I am wearing my Tilly and the Buttons Stella hoodie, tunic-y type sort of dress top. Yeah, basically it's a tunic but a hoodie. I'll insert a picture of it in case you haven't seen it. But yeah, this is a lovely soft sweatshirting, and it's got all these lovely cats on it, and it is just the coziest thing to wear. And I'm living in it at the moment with my leggings, especially because of how I've been feeling. So yeah, I just kind of thought, you know what, I'm going to wear it today. Anyway, February plans. First off, I will have to say there's not going to be a sew along in February. You'll soon sort of see why. But yeah, I just kind of thought I'm not quite ready yet to do any sew alongs yet this year. Hopefully March time, I think I should be kind of in a position to kind of do that. But I just kind of wanted to let anyone that was waiting for a sew along know that I'm very sorry. It's just the time and everything it takes. But yeah, I will be doing sew alongs. It just may not be every month like I used to, just because yeah, just finding the time at the moment is really difficult, and I want to make sure that I keep enjoying my sewing and enjoying what I'm sharing with you. So yeah, hope that's okay. Okay, so what are my plans? So my first plan, well actually I've got two plans already prepped and ready to go. I feel so organised. First one being is on my Make 9 I wanted to make the sagebrush top by Friday Pattern Company, and I felt so inspired after I put that video out, thinking, do you know what, I really want to try making it. I've had great feedback from people saying that it's a great pattern, I should give it a go, and yes, to do it in a viscose as my first one if I'm a bit unsure about the puffy sleeves. So I got all excited and I actually cut out the sagebrush, popped it in one of my little folders, and then I kind of just left it to one side whilst I was making up some other bits. And so I thought, you know what, I'm going to focus on making that in February. So I have my little folder here which has the pattern sort of cut out, and I've labelled it at the top there, and you can kind of see the fabric that I'm going to be using. Let me take it out of there so I can show you it a little bit closer. Right, I've got one of the sleeve pieces here because that's probably one of the biggest bits of fabric, and this is the fabric. It's a beautiful viscose crepe that I picked up from, I want to say, Stitch Fabrics when I was at, I think it was the Stitch Festival, I think, last year. It's a lovely sort of pale blue background with these flowers on, and I just love it with those pinks and creams, and they sort of like dark, is it dark blue or black, sort of in the background. I just think it's absolutely lovely, and being like a viscose crepe, it is absolutely lovely with the drape, and yeah, just really lovely and soft. But because it's got that crepe texture, it's, you probably won't be able to see it, it just, I don't know, it gives it almost like a little bit more sort of structure to the fabric, obviously still being incredibly drapey, but it feels like it's a nice sort of sturdy viscose to kind of sew with. So that is what I'm going for the sagebrush. I thought it would just be a lovely print, nice and busy as well, so that if I'm not, because I really like the look of the ruffle that goes across the front, but I'm still not 100% with that sort of like frills and ruffles and things like that on me. So I just kind of thought if I use a reasonably busy print, if I'm not 100% on the ruffle, then it will kind of blur in quite a bit. That was my kind of thought behind it. But I love this fabric, and yeah, I can't wait to get that all made up. So there we go, back in the project bag, ready to get sewing. So next up is another project that I've got cut out, ready to go. It is the Simplicity 9385. Some of you may recognise this because this was in my plans videos, I think, for November and December, and I didn't get around to making it, but I have cut it out now. This was on my Make 9 for last year, and I of course didn't get around to doing it, and I really liked the look of the jumper, so I thought, you know what, I'm going to get it sorted. So yeah, last week I decided just to literally cut it out, get it all ready and prepped for February. I feel so organised having stuff cut out. And the view that I've decided on is, probably nearest one is actually view D. That's probably the one that's closest. I'm not doing this neck though. I'm doing the standard crew neck like the model's wearing. I didn't fancy doing the sort of higher neck. But yeah, so this pattern will have, or it has a few different options. It does have, like, on the shoulders, on the version that the model's wearing, is this sort of like, it looks gathered, but it's actually pleated on the shoulders. And when I had a look at the pattern pieces, I just thought, I think that's just going to be a little bit too, I don't know, puffy's not the right word. I wasn't 100% sure if I wanted that amount of sort of fabric sitting there, because you can see it does almost slightly drop off the shoulder slightly, and I was a bit like, not sure. So I've just gone for the standard inset sort of sleeves, and then I've gone for these sort of 3/4 length sleeves with the little cuff rather than the sort of long cuff. I thought that would be the nicer option. And again, for those of you that, if you'd seen my videos before, you'll know exactly which fabric I'm using. It is this one. This is a sweater knit from Minerva. It's one of their exclusive sweater knits. It's absolutely lovely to cut out. It doesn't fray or, you know, kind of have bits coming off it like some sweater knits. It's a really nice sort of sturdy one to cut. So I really love this fabric. I'm really after jumpers that I can kind of wear to work that are a little bit smarter, because a lot of the jumpers I own are like this. They're like really fun, you know, with cats or animals or, you know, things like that. And I probably need to try and get some that's maybe a little bit more workwear appropriate. So yeah, I thought that would be a great option. Now, whilst I'm talking about this, I will actually let you know what size I've cut, because I'm a little bit on the fence about what size I've cut. It should be correct, but as with all big four, sometimes it can be a little bit hit and miss. So my size in this pattern is 14 on the bust, grading out to a 16 really for the waist and hips, almost to an 18. Now I knew that was going to be too big, because with knit patterns, especially with the big four, they do tend to come out rather on the large side. So I knew that. I also had my friend Katie, who's whatever Katie sews over on Instagram. Just, I could hear her in my mind going, size down, Michelle, size down. You know you size down with the, with the big four. So yes, I have sized down. So bearing in mind, usually I'd be a 14 on the bust. I've actually gone down to a size 10. Now that is because, if I just explain a little bit. So on the back of the packet, it does say for a size 14, a bust is 36. Now I'm a 37-inch bust. So I already knew, well, a 14, you know, that's going to be a size smaller on the bust really than probably what it should be. But as I say, this comes up big. But when I came to cutting out the pattern, or tracing the pattern rather, because that's what I did, the finished garment measurements are on the pieces of tissue. Now for the size 10, the finished garment measurement at the bust was 40.5 inches. That is still quite a fair amount of ease for a knit, I would say, around the bust. And to be honest, that's probably more what I'm looking for, is something that is slightly looser fit, because, you know, I don't want this to be tight fitting across the bust at all. I don't want that at all. But I'm a 37-inch bust, and if the finished garment measurement for a size 10 is 40.5, I think I'm going to be fine. I can't remember what it was for the 12 or 14, but I knew it was going to be far too big. So if the pattern is right and that is the finished garment measurement, then it should work out perfectly. So I've cut out a size 10. So we'll see. I must admit, I was holding up the pattern pieces and I was just like, oof, I'm not 100% sure. I mean, I tried measuring them, but it's kind of, I don't know what it is. It's just kind of like, it just, when I kind of look at things, I tend to get a better idea than if I actually physically measure the pattern. But anyway, we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. So yeah, that one, another one, all prepped and ready to go. So I feel so good having these two basically ready to sew. I love it. So yeah, that is my first two plans. Oh, just had a little bit of a coughing session there. Right, on to my third plan. My third plan is the new look 6449. So this one is in my make 9 as well. So hopefully I'll be ticking off 2 of my make 9s in this month, doing the sagebrush and this one, actually potentially another one depending on how I get on. But anyway, also with this pattern, well, my project, I'm actually going to be doing a bit of a collaboration with this as well. So I will keep it a little bit quiet at the moment because it's still early stages. But yes, myself and the lovely Agatha from In Agatha's Cottage are planning on doing a collaboration in this sort of denim dress realm. That's all I'll say on that at the moment. Yes, I want to make this dress here in a denim. You may have seen when I showed this on my make 9 that I wanted to buy a denim, and then you may have seen from my fabric haul that I did the other day is I bought some denim, and this is it. It's from Pound Fabrics. I've got 3 meters of it. I am actually really impressed so far with this fabric. I've washed it and it hasn't done that weird like sort of streakiness that a lot of denims do. I mean, I put a colour catcher in the wash. I washed it at 40 degrees and yeah, it's turned out beautiful. I think I just gave it a bit of an iron when it was still a bit damp. And you know what? It's come out really, really nice. No sort of like streaky bits or anything. The colour has stayed really true. So, I mean, to be honest, I probably still will put another colour catcher in the wash when I've made it up and everything, because it might be quite sort of saturated in colour. But yeah, I thought actually I'm quite impressed actually with that. So yeah, this is the fabric I'm going to be using. So it's a 6 ounce denim. So it's slightly weightier than a chambray, but not quite, I'm not sure, like sort of like jeans kind of weight, I would say. Like your jeans is more kind of like 8 ounce up, and your chambray is more like a 4 ounce down, and this is a 6, so it's kind of in the middle. Probably more like what you'd make sort of denim skirts and sort of like that with. But yeah, because I wanted something a little bit more structured. I didn't want this to be too soft, because I wanted to kind of wear it almost like a little sort of open sort of dress or blazery type thing like this model's doing here. So I thought the 6 ounce would be a good option. So I'm really excited to make that, but I am struggling with what buttons I should use. So the dress does have buttons going all the way down here. You've got a button here for the little tie-up bit, and of course you've also got the button for the cuff. So I need 14 buttons in total. So I don't have quite a lot of buttons of that number. So usually I buy more like 10 buttons. I mean, to be honest, if I didn't want to do buttons on the cuffs or do these sort of tab things, then I'd be all right. Or I could use different ones. But I have found 4 different options of button, and I'm trying to decide which one I want to do. So I kind of thought maybe if I share it with you, you could maybe tell me which ones you like. So what I might do is obviously tell me in the comments below, because obviously I want to hear. But I might put a poll up on my YouTube community tab and see what you think. So this is my denim. So buttons options. So number 1 is, should I make life easy on myself and just do poppers rather than buttons? I mean, sometimes poppers, it can, I say poppers like snaps, whatever you want to call them, So I've got these sort of silver, typical sort of silver ones that you sort of hammer in, and then you do that little snap bit on the other side, and then it's just basically denim with silver. So quite sort of classic, I'd probably say. And then in my So Hayley Jane box in January, I got given 2 lots of buttons, which I think was in error, but it did mean that I've got 14 buttons. And the buttons I received were these sort of oatmeal sort of, I guess, colour. And I wasn't sure if those would actually look quite nice because they're sort of plain. I thought they might be quite nice against the denim. So that's an option. And one of my favourite button makers is Pigeon Wishes. And these come in packs of 15, which is very, very handy. So we've got a couple of options. We've got these sort of ones, which are these sort of pink. You've got pinks, you've got whites, purples, loads of sort of colours in there. And I thought those might look quite fun against the denim. So I do like those. Or the other Pigeon Wishes ones that I've got, which I do like as well, because these ones I think are called, Brighton. So of course I live very near Brighton. Are these ones, these white and blue. I do really like those. So that as well is an option. So let me know, which ones do you think? Should I go with the silver snaps, little oatmeal coloured buttons, the pink ones, or the bluey ones? Oh, let me know what you think. And then my 4th plan is, well, I want to focus on doing those 3 first. Those are kind of like the priority. But I did have an idea that I wanted to try, and if I wanted to sort of in between things, make up some more cat quilts for the Cats Protection Charity, which you may have seen in my plans anyway for my Make 9. I want to do more of those. And I've actually pre-cut some squares for the quilts ready to go. So I just kind of thought I would share with you just the designs that I'm thinking of. So I've got these ones. These are all from So Hayley Jane boxes, like previous ones when she did Fat Quarters. So I thought these would be really nice and fun. So I've already cut them out into 4.5-inch squares, because that's the size that I use for my quilts. So I've got those. And then I've also got these ones as well. Again, these were from a So Hayley Jane box. I'm just fanning them out so you can kind of get the best view. These ones as well. I thought those colours went really nicely together. So yeah, that is my plan if I have some time to do some quilts. So those were my plans. Now, you may notice that I've been very, very organised, because I've got things that I've already bagged up, squares that I've already cut out. And that is because I'm very, very, very excited, because next weekend I am going away with some of my lovely sewing friends. We are doing our own little sort of, we're calling it like a retreat, like a little sewing retreat, where we have booked to stay at a cottage. There's about 10 of us in total, and we are going to have a weekend of sewing and chatting and relaxing and all of those sort of things. I'm so looking forward to it. And so I wanted to, for me, take a few things up there that I know that I could sort of do. Now, I don't necessarily think that I'm going to finish anything when I'm up there, because I know I'm going to be chatting a lot, drinking lots of tea, catching up with everybody, but there will be some sewing obviously going on. So I'm planning on taking basically everything that I've talked about in the video today up with me to the little sewing weekend, and just seeing how I feel. Because I don't want to take something and then I get up there and I think, oh, actually, I don't really fancy that. I'm going to take everything and then I'm going to see how I feel. I may well start off with maybe starting off a quilt so that I can sit and chat and just do rows and rows of, stitching. Or I might feel that, you know, I want to do something maybe a bit more complicated, like my denim dress or my sagebrush top. Maybe I might, you know, want a hand with it or something. And then my jumper will be quite straightforward to do, again, if I just want to make something that's reasonably straightforward. So yeah, I just thought I'll take them all up. I'm not going to be able to complete all of them. Absolutely not. I know I'm not going to be able to get through 4 different projects in a weekend. But yeah, I just kind of thought it'd be nice to take everything up and see how I get on. So yeah, I don't think I'm going to do potentially much filming when I'm up there. As I say, it's more to kind of relax and just chill out and everything. I might get a little bit of footage if I can, but to be honest, my focus is on just having a nice relaxing time. So yes, let me know what you think of my plans. Have you made any of them? I'd love to know. And yeah, I will hopefully speak to you very soon, showing you what I've done. Okay, take care everyone. Bye.